What up, nerds? Welcome back to the Nerdy Narrative. My name is Leslie Smith, and on this channel I like to talk about all sorts of fun bookish related things in the science fiction, fantasy, and horror genres. And today I am going to bring you my September wrap up. September went by so fast. I can't believe it's over and we're starting October already. It's like the first part of the year took forever to go by, and it's like the latter half is trying to make up for all of that and just fly by. But it is what it is. Here we are, October 1st. Let's talk about what I thought about all of the things that I read for September. We will start with One Piece. One Piece is a manga that I'm buddy reading with Una from the Codex Cantina. As of date of filming, we've read through the first 61 volumes. It continues to be a 5-star read for me. It is absolutely, without a doubt, my favorite reading experience of 2020. It will continue as long as Oda keeps pumping these chapters out. It's just good, clean, wholesome fun about pirates. What's not to love here? So the first book I completed in September was Chaos Rising of the new Thrawn Ascendancy trilogy by Timothy Zahn. This book had two firsts for me. One, it's my first Star Wars book, and two, it's my first book by Timothy Zahn, both of which I absolutely loved. I gave this book 5 stars. It met all of my personal requirements for that type of rating. I loved the writing style of Zahn. It was very fast-paced. It was very interesting and intriguing. I just thought Thrawn was cleverly written as a character, and we all know I love my characters. I fully expect to reread this one many times over the years, and I am absolutely excited to delve into more of the Thrawn books, as well as the Star Wars books in general. So the next book I completed in September is The Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter, and it was more like The Rage of Shelf Space, which is the science fiction fantasy book club run by Jessie Mae's channel. We were so divided over this book. We actually had our own civil war where Team Iron Man were those of us who loved the book, and Captain America who didn't like the book. I mean, really the only thing Captain America had going for them was America's ass. That's all I'm saying. This book was phenomenal. Another 5-star read for me. I absolutely loved the whole revenge plot. I know Tao did not appear to grow much as a character for this book, but he is a young teenage man who is absolutely ruled by emotion. The one emotion that is reigning over all others for him is revenge. I was 100% there for it. I loved all of the chapters about his training. I appreciated the fact that he did not just instantly become the greatest warrior in all the land. No, there was a time sequence. It happened over time in the book, and it wasn't fast. There's no way anybody could become a great warrior in 2 paragraphs. I, for one, enjoyed that. I appreciated that. I loved the culture. I loved the setting. I loved everything. And I am so excited to read the second one in a couple of months. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. So next up is the book that was voted by the patrons for our Buddy Read in September, which is Middlegame by Shauna McGuire. I knew absolutely nothing about this book. The first 35 pages confused the stuffing out of me. Penny set me straight, and then it was over. I was so into this story. I did only give this one 4 stars. It does have a lot of reread capability for me. I am excited for the sequel. I'm actually excited about the one coming out next month that had a bunch of excerpts from it included. But there were a few things that interfered with my 5-star enjoyment, if you will. And that was, there were a few kind of info dumpy sections that just didn't really fit with how the rest of the story flowed. So, but that's just me being a little nitpicky. I love this book. I would recommend it. It's a story about twins. I love story about twins. I especially love magical, supernatural, paranormal stories about twins. And this book just satisfied that love 100%. So the next book I finished is Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson, book 2 in the Stormlight Archives, which I am buddy reading with the Storm Along 2020 group. Holy smokes. This one sent me over the edge. I still haven't quite made up my mind, although about if this one usurped The Way of Kings for me, although I'm kind of, sort of, maybe thinking it is. I laughed so much. I just loved all the things that we learned about Roshar, and its history, and possibly what's coming in the future. There were so many hilarious moments in this book. The last 125 pages really overloaded my system with reveals. I can't say enough about this book, but I am going to do a non-spoiler review for it soon, and I have a little something special planned for that, so keep an eye out for it. Next book I read was Shadows Rising by Madeline Rowell, and this was another book that was recommended to me by Julie from The Hungry Bookworm. Now this one is different. This one I would not recommend to anybody that has not read the previous World of Warcraft books, or they have not played up to the current expansion in the game, because if you pick this book up, it is not a standalone. You are not going to have any idea what's happening. For someone like me who is up to date, I enjoyed every minute of it. It totally set the stage for the new expansion coming out, which is Shadowlands. It almost made me want to get that. It almost made me want to get Shadowlands, but not quite. The next book that I picked up is An Easy Death by Charlaine Harris, another recommendation by Julie from The Hungry Bookworm, and boy did she nail it. I gave this one 4 stars. Definitely am going to get my hands on the rest of the series. I enjoyed it that much, but I loved the Sookie Stackhouse series by her. I fully expected to love this one. It's so different. It's an urban fantasy about a female gunslinger. It has wizards in it. The United States isn't really the United States, it's like territories. It's good. It had some aspects that I thoroughly enjoyed that have been missing out of all of the other books I've been reading lately, and I didn't realize it until they got introduced into this one. And I was like, oh, this is nice. 100% enjoyed this one. And finally, the last book that I read in the month of September, which I was supposed to read in October, I got a little too excited about it and couldn't wait. Went ahead and picked it up and read it. I gave it 4 stars. I won't take up a whole lot of time on this one here because I did do a dedicated review on the channel already, which I'll put in the cards for you. I enjoyed the stuffing out of this book. I had 0 expectations going in, except it was a horror book. I expected to have some chill bumps, a little bit of thrills, and wow, this one packed a punch. I absolutely enjoyed this book. I ripped through this one. I couldn't put it down. It was so surprising. It had me guessing. I was constantly trying to figure so many things out. Oh boy, was I surprised. Fantastic. I highly recommend this one if you're looking for a spooky read for your October month. Looking back, I read a whole lot more this month than I thought that I did. They were all such fantastic reads. It just goes by so fast. If I had to pick a favorite out of all of these, so of course One Piece. Ever since I started reading One Piece, that has just absolutely become my favorite part of the day. I'm gonna have to go with Words of Radiance. I had so much enjoyment. That book is 1,000 pages and I enjoyed every moment of those pages. So yeah, clear winner there, but not to say I didn't thoroughly enjoy the time spent with my other reads. So now I want to hear from you guys down in the comments. Let me know what your favorite read for September was. And on your way down to those comments, if you enjoy what I'm doing here on the channel, I would love for you to consider hitting that subscribe button. Go ahead and visit the description box, click on the link to join the Nerdy Narrative Discord, and be a part of all of the wonderful conversations we have floating around over there. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. You know, That's probably not a good line for the month of September with all these scary reads. You know, that line is the kiss of death in a horror movie. Somebody says that and you know they're not coming back.